Caitlin Clark and Maya Moore had a momentous day in Minnesota when the Indiana Fever faced off against the Minnesota Lynx, with Clark achieving another WNBA record and Moore having her Num 23 jersey retired. According to Stat Mamba, Clark's most recent record-breaking achievement is becoming the WNBA's fastest player to reach 500 points and 200 assists in a single season. Clark is also the only rookie to ever achieve those figures. Clark had 23 points, 8 assists, and a highlight reel ankle breaker on Saturday, albeit in a 90-80 defeat to a Lynx squad that earned a playoff spot with the win. Despite a slow start to her rookie season, Clark's continued progress into a real WNBA star on the floor has the Fever optimistic about their current situation. The 22-year-old currently has 520 points and 240 assists for the season, with averages of 17.9 points and 8.3 assists. She leads in assists and is 10th in scoring. How about that for a rookie season? While Caitlin Clark continues to create history, Maya Moore's jersey retirement following the Lynx's victory took the spotlight. Moore, who won 4 WNBA championships with Minnesota, was honored in front of a record audience of more than 19,000 people. Of course, Clark is connected to Moore. Moore is the Fever star's all-time favorite player, and she grew up as a Lynx fan. Clark had the opportunity to meet Moore before a game when she was 12 years old, and it became one of her fondest childhood memories. Clark commented about her admiration for Moore in the week building up to the game. "For me as a little kid, it's a full-circle moment for myself," Clark said. "Being able to live out my dream of playing in the WNBA and be in the arena when they're retiring her jersey, somebody that's done so much for this league, done so much just for society and the world, she's just a great individual, a great person." While living up to Moore's reputation will be challenging given her resume, Clark is off to a strong start. She will need lots of assistance along the road if she is to win even one WNBA title, much alone for, but don't write her off. What she's already accomplished as a rookie is incredible, and she have the potential and ambition to become an all-time great, much like her hero. It will be interesting to see how Clark's career progresses and how it compares to Moore's after everything is said and done. But the sky is the limit for the rookie, who performed one of the most stunning highlight reel crossover plays in recent WNBA history, startling and thrilling fans when footage of the incredible play circulated. The play placed Lynx guard Courtney Williams on skates as she attempted to keep up with the NCAA's all-time top scorer, but she slipped sideways and started falling into the flooring before regaining her balance and trailing Clark into the paint. In a video shared with X on Saturday night, fans responded candidly to the action unfolding on the web. "Got her," one fan said in response. "She's already better than 90% of the league," another fan remarked. "My woman," another fan said. "Sis got juked," another said. Clark's Indiana Fever highlight reel crossover may be remembered for years to come. But it was a huge day for the Minnesota Lynx, as franchise great Maya Moore had her jersey retired and Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were in town. One of the best players to ever play the game, and one who may be on her way to reaching that level. The arena was filled with current and former excellence, leaving Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve wishing she had such skill on her squad. According to Chloe Peterson of the Indianapolis Star, Reeve said before the game that she hoped Caitlin Clark or Maya Moore were playing for the Lynx. "I wish one was playing for us, either one," Cheryl Reeve quipped. While Reeve was given the opportunity to coach Moore, she could have also coached Clark this summer at the Olympics, but Clark was not chosen for Team USA. However, with Moore on the lineup, Reeve helped lead the Lynx to WNBA dominance. The Lynx won 4 titles between 2011 and 2017. During that period, Reeve secured her standing as one of the top coaches in WNBA history, while Moore entrenched herself as one of the best players to ever play the game. Caitlin Clark wants to follow in Maya Moore's footsteps. Clark has averaged 17.9 points, 5.8 rebounds, 8.3 assists, and 1.4 steals in the Fever's first 28 games, shooting 41.2% from the field, 32.8% from three-point range, and 89.3% from the free throw line. But these stats weren't enough to beat the Lynx, as the Minnesota Lynx have continued to cruise after the Summer Olympic break, defeating the Indiana Fever Saturday night. After 10 days, 5 games, and 5 wins, the playoffs are finally clinched. The key ingredient was Olympian Napheesa Collier's good health. Collier was injured the previous time these teams met in mid-July in Minnesota. The Fever stole it and returned in the fourth. Collier did, however, tie her season best of 31 points on Saturday. Caitlin Clark, the Fever guard, took note. "She is the staple of their team," Clark said. There was a few times she made a few shots and I caught myself like, dang, can't guard that. And I don't really do that often. There was still some things where we could have done a better job on other people, when we did take her away in the half court. That kind of killed us, Clark continued. Clark became the WNBA's fastest player ever to reach 500 points and 200 assists. Only 90 seconds into the fourth quarter at Target Center on Saturday, the Lynx warned the Fever about what was to come. Collier pulled up from mid-range and the shot rarely bounced off the basket. Teammate Bridget Carlton raced into the paint and grabbed the board. Christy Sides, Fever's head coach, raised her arms over her head. The ball was tossed over to Miesha Hines-Allen. Minnesota's latest trade deadline acquisition was rejected by the Fever's Aaliyah Boston on the block, whom Clark praised defensively. But the Lynx did it again. Natisha Hiedeman grabbed the rebound and booted the ball out, drawing Boston and two other Fever teammates into the driving lane. This left Hines-Allen wide open at the rim. Sides moved down the sideline, right arm up to her forehead. There's some things that we've been really working on that we weren't our best at tonight, Sides said, which was transition defense. Gotta do better with that. That also starts with taking care of the basketball. Think we had 16 turnovers for 16 points. The 2 games at home this last weekend, I think we had 10 or 11 turnovers. We're trying to get to who Minnesota is. Forward, Temi Fagbenle, who had been injured for much of the season, returned on Saturday. She scored 35 seconds after being substituted in. However, Sides did highlight moments when she wanted her to rush to the hoop rather than establishing screens. So becoming reacquainted will most likely take some time. The acquisition makes the Fever front court even busier. In the second quarter, bench players Lexi Hull, Erica Wheeler, and Damiris Dantas replaced starters Katie Lou Samuelson and Alyssa Smith. They performed best at that point, outscoring Minnesota 28-16. It's not like such periods for the bench are particularly unusual. Dantas played 20 minutes in the latest victory over the Seattle Storm. Hull played 21 minutes and scored her career-high points. However, Samuelson and Smith have not sat for nearly as long in previous performances. It was just kind of going well for us when Dantas went in the second quarter, Sides told ESPN. When things are going well, you just kind of want it to keep it the same. Boston and Dantas play well together. Those two make smart basketball reads, can also stretch the defense. Indiana didn't shoot well beyond the arc, and with the newer rotation timings, the defeat had a clumsy feel to it, unlike the flowing hoops the Fever played in their prior 2 games and triumphs. Minnesota's swarming defense stole the ball 8 times. Late in the fourth, Hines-Allen selected Boston in the half court. Kayla McBride hit her 4th three-pointer on the following possession. That was the dagger. What did you think of the game? Was it a blunder by Christy Sides to have this many rotations, especially with Clark settling in on multiple steadfast partnerships on the court? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.